Do not look at.
Welcome back to 9 Lives of Fear. Do you ever feel as if there are things in this world that are never meant to be seen, only felt? The events of the day are not about the storm itself. They are about the rule, the old rule everyone followed, one so sacred that they closed their windows so they could not peek outside. Why? Because they knew something was watching back. By 2026, the fear had disappeared. People started pursuing the storms, the sight, the money, the thrill of the moment. But what if it's not just the sight of the tornado? What if it's the sight of what's inside it? This is the story of a man who broke the one rule everyone knew: don't look at the nothingness head on, because something saw him. Before we begin, remember this: if you see this tornado, it's already too late.
The sky over Redstone Bluff, Kansas wasn't merely green. It was like the milk in your cereal had gone bad and been poured into the sky, a sickly yellow and purple and green, like diseased glass. And the smell was off, like I was breathing through a mouthful of pennies. And my phone wouldn't stop pinging, loud and insistent, like a jackhammer. The Vortex G app wasn't merely beeping, it was howling. Level 5, PDS, particularly dangerous situation. And right where I stood. Most people would have run to the basement, locked the door, and prayed. But I wasn't most people. I was a void chaser, a storm streamer, a kid with 60,000 followers and an 8K rig on top of my truck. And this was my payday. Redstone Bluff was silent when I pulled in. Not empty, sealed. Every window boarded, every door barred. Not just from the wind, but from the sight of it. In most plains towns, you'd see folks on their porches, tracking the clouds like they were watching a neighbor's dog wander loose. Here, everyone hid from the sky itself. I parked beside Miller's Junction Diner, the gravel crunching under my tires. The neon sign flickered weakly, the only sign of life in the whole block. "You're gonna want to turn that camera off, son." The voice came from behind me. An old man stood by the diner's storm doors, back turned to the horizon, eyes cloudy with cataracts. He didn't look at me. He kept his gaze fixed on the ground. I told him I was here for the shot of a lifetime. He spat into the dust. In this town, we follow the aversion ritual. We turn our backs. We shutter the glass. Because if you see the Sentinel, it sees you back. And once it's got your coordinates, it never stops coming. I laughed, a stupid, nervous sound swallowed by the rising wind. "It's not weather," he whispered. "It's a tear. And you're about to look through the hole." I'd never seen anything like it. I was 24, buzzing with caffeine, hooked on the live stream, watching the numbers flicker and surge on the screen. So I threw myself straight into the middle of it. Sirens cried through the night as I climbed the hill on the town's edge. And there it appeared. A finger, dropping from the sky, black, damp, slick with oil. My car jolted, alarms screaming, numbers racing on the display. The 2025 studies about the gaze effect checked out. Infrasound, too low for our ears, but picked up by the brain. It messes with vision, muddles thought. A biological tell, I suppose. But I've got an 8K camera, and I'm not seeing it. "Look at that," I murmur into the mic. 100,000 watching, all hungry for the same thing I am. "Look at that." The storm holds steady, debris hanging in midair as if I'm underwater. I step toward the center, the eye of the void. A slice inside the tornado where calm is supposed to linger. It shimmers, iridescent, wrong. Silk loosens, peeling back to show the beast inside. And then I feel it. The tornado doesn't break apart, doesn't fade. It just watches me. And then something reaches out toward me. Not wind, not a breath, a pull toward my mind, my secrets, my fears, my guilt, all the things I've kept hidden, all the secrets I've buried, all the things I've kept drawn toward the eye. The burnout of the storm chaser, hollowed from the inside. The exact toll of the disaster still eludes me. The logs reveal that the tornado tore directly over my truck, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Miraculously, the anchors held firm, but the glass shattered, surrendering to the tempest's fury. As I emerged from the darkness, I was met with a brilliant, almost mocking blue sky. My truck lay in ruins, while my camera equipment, though damaged, seemed to have been kissed by an infernal glow, melted as if exposed to a miniature sun. I felt hollow, as if fragments of my being had been excised, leaving me lightheaded and disoriented. Stumbling back toward Redstone Bluff, I found the old man standing serenely in the center of the street, his eyes fixed on me.
"You witnessed it," he stated, his tone a mixture of curiosity and resignation. "I had to see it for myself." His words dripped with an air of foreboding as he continued, "Now you will behold it. You will see it with every blink, feel it with every shift of the wind. The ritual is broken, and the void has been invited into your sanctuary." As the 2026 storm season draws to a close, a different kind of tempest is brewing, one of exhaustion and despair. Storm chasers, once fueled by adrenaline and a passion for the thrill, are now succumbing to burnout. They sit in dimly lit rooms, curtains shut, their eyes vacant, and their minds reeling.
Medical professionals have begun to recognize this phenomenon as a novel form of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Locals, however, refer to it as the mark of the Sentinel, a haunting reminder of the psychological toll that storm chasing can exact. There's more to this affliction than meets the eye. Here are some things they don't tell you. The infrasound persists, a constant low-frequency hum that resonates within your skull, akin to the dying embers of an engine.
Time loses all meaning. Moments stretch out, minutes freeze, and the fabric of reality appears to warp. The void is always present. Its shimmering, iridescent glow seems to permeate every reflection, shadow, and movement, a haunting reminder of the Sentinel's watchful gaze. I've experienced it myself, the sensation of time slowing to a crawl, as if the world has ground to a halt. A single drop of water falling from the tap can feel like an eternity, and in that suspended moment, I see it, the Sentinel's eye, watching and waiting.
The calm after the storm is not always a sign of relief. In some cases, the most devastating consequences are not the destruction caused by the tempest, but the remnants it leaves in its wake. A haunting sound lingers, refusing to fade into memory. It's as if time itself is warping, stretching, and observing with an unblinking gaze. A creeping sense of unease takes hold, fueled by the unsettling feeling that something out there still recalls your presence. This eerie intuition may have driven the creation of ancient rituals, born from experience rather than superstition. Those who came before us recognize that not everything in this world can be grasped or comprehended. Some things are better left unnoticed, their existence acknowledged but not confronted. The moment you acknowledge these phenomena, they may already be aware of you. It's a perilous turning point, one that could lead to an unsettling connection. Once you've crossed that threshold, the encounter won't be fleeting. The presence will linger, waiting and watching, before eventually returning. If you ever find yourself face to face with an ominous warning, the wail of sirens, an unnatural hue in the sky, or an instinctual urge to look, resist the temptation. Turn away, shut your eyes, and erase the image from your mind. For in that moment of acknowledgement, you may have already been seen. And once that happens, the consequences will be far more dire than any storm. You've survived another tale from 9 Lives of Fear, but don't get comfortable. If the shadows whispered to you tonight, hit like before they whisper again. Share this video with someone who thinks they're brave. Let's see how long their courage lasts. And subscribe, because around here, every click feeds the darkness. And the darkness remembers, where the shadows linger long after the story ends. Stay scared.